I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call. Steve Jordan.
Yes.
Jason Flint.
Yes.
Bryce Steiner.
Yes.
Bill Boylan.
Yes.
Dean Neister.
Yes.
Motion to excuse Mayor Reed.
Make that motion.
Second. Motion on the floor to excuse Mayor Reed. Dean Neister.
Yes.
Bill Boylan.
Yes.
Bryce Steiner.
Yes.
Jason Franks.
Yes.
Steve Jordan.
Yes.
Okay. December regular meeting minutes. Everybody's had a copy to review it. Is there a motion to approve?
I'll make one.
I think there's a couple typos there in it. If I can find it. Yeah, hold on a second. On page 3, you get down under third reading. Motion made should be by Steiner, not to Steiner.
Third reading.
Yep.
It says motion made by Jordan, seconded by Steiner.
Oh, the bottom one there.
Oh, the third reading. Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Motion made by Steiner. Okay.
And then the next one down below it, motion made Jordan should be by Jordan.
All right.
Like in big.
All right. Motion to approve the minutes as corrected.
I'll second.
Motion on the floor to approve the minutes as corrected. Steve Jordan.
Yes.
Jason Franks.
Yes.
Bryce Steiner.
Yes.
Bill Boylan.
Yes.
And Dean Reister.
I'll abstain.
I don't know if you could see as the acronym there. Next we have the finance report for the month. Motion to approve as presented.
I'll make it.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Motion to approve the finance report for the month of December. Jason Franks.
Yes.
Bill Boylan.
Yes.
Dean Reister.
Yes.
Bryce Steiner.
Yes.
And Steve Jordan.
Yes.
If you guys could sign each one of these. If any visitors have business, there is a copy of the police report from George. He may be here later. I know he was wrestling practice. No EMS report was submitted. Brian, do you want to give the committee report on the finance committee meeting for Monday?
Yeah.
It should be minutes in everybody's packet. But
I gave you minutes. We just
Yeah, he's got one.
got together to go over the permanent appropriations for the budget, and then went into executive session just to discuss some compensation things, and then that was it. So nothing too crazy. Just again the appropriations, and
we'll have
motion?
a first reading for that. We won't have a motion until March to approve it. So.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, that was it. We were just going over all that, and I think Bryce was there, so there's a video online if anybody's interested in seeing every exciting minute of it. Yes, sir.
Fiscal officer report. First thing we have is the first reading of resolution 2025-01. This is a resolution authorizing and setting permanent appropriations for 2025. Next we have resolution 2025-02, which is a lease transfer. This is a resolution authorizing the village fiscal officer to transfer $50,000 from the general fund to the police fund. Next thing we have is resolution 2025-03. This is a resolution authorizing the village fiscal officer to transfer $3,408.05 from the general fund to the severance pay reserve fund. And the next one is resolution 2025-04. This is a resolution authorizing the village fiscal officer to transfer $10,000 from the general fund to the street lighting fund. And resolution 2025-05. It's a resolution authorizing the village fiscal officer to transfer $2,780 from the general fund to the Ohio Department of Development Infrastructure Grant Fund. Just to give everybody a little context of that, what happened was there on some of the billings that were submitted to the state, there was that $2,780 of additional engineering that was not allowed for reimbursement. So it was paid out of that fund, so we're gonna have to transfer it back in there to make it zero itself out when we're done with the water tower rehab. The next thing on the agenda is the emergency reading of ordinance 2025-01. This is an ordinance approving a split of a certain parcel or real property located within the village limits without a plot and declaring the same an emergency. I'll defer to Brandon or Brian on the reason for the emergency on this.
Well, it's the final piece before the sale of the parcel, and they want to close yet this week. That's why it's an emergency. And it just came about because there was they were utilizing a zoning map that was incorrect.
Any other questions? If not,
Do we really need to approve that? I
Yes.
was reading the laws and it doesn't say anything about, because
Yeah.
us approving their decision.
We have to do it by ordinance in order for it to be effective with the county auditor.
Yeah, they've asked us for approval from the council as well.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to suspend the rules, 3 readings.
is there a second to Dean's motion to suspend the rules? of 3
I'll
readings?
second that.
Motion on the floor to suspend the rules of 3 readings. Dean Reister,
Yes.
Steve Jordan,
Yes.
Jason Franks,
Yes.
Bryce Steiner,
Yes.
Bill Boylan.
Yes.
Entertain a motion to adopt ordinance 2025-01.
And we'll have those corrections made on the date.
Already done.
Yeah.
It's already done.
I'll make it.
Steve or Jason made the motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Motion on the floor to adopt ordinance 2025-01. Jason Franks,
Yes.
Steve Jordan,
Yes.
Dean Reister,
Yes.
Bill Boylan,
Yes.
Bryce Steiner.
Yes.
Got 2 of these for you to sign, Brian. That's all I have, so we move into new business now.
As council, we need to nominate pro tempore again, January meeting. I'll start the nominations. I'll nominate Brian Smith again for this year. If there's any other nominations that can be made at this time. Brian, you accept the nomination?
I will if nobody else wants to nominate anyone or throw a hat
Are
in.
there any other nominations? If not, we'll close the nominations. We need to have a motion to approve.
I believe so. I'll make a motion to approve Brian Smith as pro tempore.
Reister's our second to Dean's motion to approve. Jason Franks. All right, Dean Reister,
Yes.
Jason Franks,
Yes.
Bryce Steiner,
Yes.
Bill Boylan,
Yes.
and Steve Jordan.
Yes.
All right, any other new business?
The other thing I have in new business, it was brought to my attention that we have some surrounding communities and stuff that are utilizing their street lighting poles for doing banners to honor veterans from our communities and stuff. I had somebody ask me about that. So I just kind of wanted to bring it up to see if it was something that council was interested in either funding or seeing if anybody wants to reach out and find somebody that wants to do this, or if we're interested in doing this. I don't know if Brian would have the chance to reach out to find out how it's done or has any advice on what it is that they do to get these banners installed. I'm sure there'll be some sort of maintenance with the village. You'll have to put them up and take them down and change them out or whatever has to happen. So I don't know if it's an expense that the village wants to incur, or if we want to deflect it to like the VFW or somebody like that to handle it. But somebody had asked me just to mention it to council and find out if it was a possibility that we could move forward with getting something like that done in our community also.
Thanks for bringing that up, Dean. Somebody brought that up to me too, and it was actually the school, and that they might be interested in doing it with their, as a training project with the kids. Obviously, it's not set in stone because they just suggested it as an idea. Is that something you might need to work with them on at all?
It'd be great. The one thing that I want to do is I want to reach out to my regional on AEP. There's very few light poles in town that we own, so we need to make certain that they don't have issues with it since they own it.
Don't we have, are those black street poles that we hang our Christmas decorations are the ones that I'm referring to? I believe those are the
Street
things-
lights.
Those are ours.
So the historical
That's,
stuff.
yeah, those are the poles that I'm referring to,
Okay.
not the street, not the power poles, but
Okay.
our street lighting poles that
The decorative ones.
the decorative ones that we hang our Christmas decorations from. I believe
Then it
there's
shouldn't be a
arms
problem.
on them, and it looks like it might not be too bad to put arms on them.
I believe the
Those
school
banners.
at Wayne Trace might have printed them for Grover Hill. Is that correct, Tim?
That is correct.
Yeah, I think-
Grover Hill Latin.
So,
Yeah, Wayne Trace did them, yeah, for all their areas. I think they even did them for Paulding too. But, if you're fine with it, I'll ask Mr. Zartman
Yeah,
at the school
I'm
and,
fine with it. If
That's a great idea.
council's up with it, and then I guess if it comes down, we can find out financially what it's gonna be, and if we have to kick in something as the village, we can discuss that at that time, I suppose.
okay. I'll check with him and, cause it's just ironic that he mentioned it to me. So maybe we can make it a project that students get to do.
Sure.
At the same time, they get to do that, so, okay.
That's all I had.
any other new business?
Do we have anything from American Legal Publishing? Cause this is usually when we,
We've not received the book yet.
okay.
Do we have another zoning commissioner to vote on tonight, the mayor one will appoint?
Well, she has appointed Matt Horman to replace
Well, we have to,
Reinhardt,
Michelle.
Michelle Reinhardt.
that has to be approved through the council, I believe.
No,
It was when I was appointed, council had to vote on it.
that's because of you.
Well, it could be. I just said that.
I mean, she has the authority to appoint people to committees. So, I mean, if somebody wants to make a motion a second and we pass it, that's fine.
Yeah, I didn't know, but that's the way it was.
so I
I'm
did-
not aware off the top of my head, it'd be having something.
Yeah,
to
I
raise.
think it's just the appointment by the mayor.
Yeah, and I would, without having researched it, agree, I just am not.
And just say,
entirely sure.
maybe double check that.
Okay.
That way we, if next month we need to do that.
I was gonna
Or
say,
just
would
vote
it
for
be something
approval
that
of
we
this.
can just do a motion now, and if it's not
We can do
needed, we don't need it, and if it is needed, we all agree anyways?
Sure.
And he's on the zoning committee, or what is it for?
Zoning and Planning Commission.
Replacing Michelle Reinhardt
Mm-hmm.
with Matt Horman.
I think he'll do a good job.
Is that last night's meeting?
Somebody wanna make a motion to approve the,
I'll make a motion to approve the mayor's appointment to that position.
is there a second?
I'll second.
Alright, Dean Reister.
Yes.
Bill Boylan.
Yes.
Bryce Steiner.
Yes.
Jason Franks.
Yes.
Steve Jordan.
Yes.
If nobody else has anything, I just have one update. I did look into the personnel manual, whether we can adopt it to just keep going forward until change. From my end, there's no issues. I did speak to Kevin just to make sure there weren't any items with the auditor when he gets audited, if he would need to present that and show it's been approved within the last year. He's not aware of anything off the top of his head. He did say that he would check. I think he said you're gonna be going
We're
through
going through an audit
summer.
this year, so I'll check with the auditor,
Yeah.
so we'll, if we need to.
Excellent.
Yeah, so if there are no issues with the auditor, then I think at that time we could do an ordinance to approve it just ongoing.
Until it's
changed.
revised.
Yep.
Yes. Excellent. Thank you for checking on it.
And which one was that? Which manual?
That's a village
Personnel.
We
employee
do an
handbook.
ordinance every year to approve personnel manual, and Bryce
Okay.
asked at last month's meeting, is there a way to just, since we haven't made any changes, is there a way just to make that, so it's good for
Because I
everyone?
think I asked the same question
Yeah,
every
we
year.
had made some changes just a few years ago, so I
Couple
know there
years.
was some changes a little while back.
I guess I skipped over old business, I put it on the wrong line, is there any old business?
Do you have a report tonight, Brian, on the things I always ask about? I don't wanna ask
Status
it.
quo.
I
Status quo.
don't wanna ask it and you're already planning to speak to it, so.
No, that's cool. I have a conference call Wednesday with Jones and Henry regarding the water plant. Some emails went back and forth today. It looks like the EPA is basically finalized, everything they need to do. There's one more thing, but it looks like that'll go quickly, and then we'll have the approval. Now comes the challenge of securing the funding to build it and stuff. Other than that, I mean, the engineering is ongoing and takes forever. But most of Canal and Wentworth is all engineered. We added a section in October, I think it was, as I'd said before, to take it to Erie Street because there's a large storm that we can tie into there. But they're not starting that piece until this month. So that'll take them probably 3 months to finish that engineering up. And then we'll start working on getting money to replace that. And with the engineering report, the one thing I'm waiting on is number one, the completion, but it also then gives me a cost target. So they'll come back and say that the engineer's estimate of construction is X. So I know how much to beg for. Water tower's done. I'm just waiting for the paperwork from the contractor to submit for final payment. There will be excess left. I think we'll end up with what, 169,000 or something remaining?
No, that's what is left in there, but we still owe E&L 75 to 80,000, I think. So there's only gonna be 80,000.
Okay. So once we have
And we've got to go for 3,500 for the new control room.
control building, yeah. Once we have everything loaded in the system for payment, I'm gonna request from the state that we are allowed to utilize the balance for our water meter program. Cause they kinda go hand in hand, and sometimes, once they've already allocated the funds, they'll make those exceptions, so we can pick up 75 or 80,000, that'll cover the rest of our water meters we have to buy.
That'd be fabulous.
What's the status on the water meter, the new ones?
They're installing them.
They're all,
We just ordered and got in 300 more.
Yes, and then I believe you asked for an additional 75,000 in this year's budget to finish ordering what you needed to complete the project.
Which I'm hoping we can use the grant funds.
Yes.
So, but yeah, no, Jeremy's out installing them all the
their
time.
target date for them to go into use.
I mean, they're using them now. When they come online, they do the radio reads, and then where they're, I mean, they know where they're at and where they're not. They do manual reads. But no, we have, I don't know how many they have installed, a couple hundred maybe.
So can they just drive by and pick up the?
Once it's
signal?
all done, they'll be able to read the entire village, I'm just saying an hour. Because what it does is they have a laptop in a case with an antenna, and it sets out, it pings. So it wakes up the meters, and the meters start sending back their data. And as they're driving by, it's just clicking and going into the spreadsheet
Cool.
stuff, and then they upload it to the system, and it's done. So, I mean, it may take them an hour and a half, but
Should be more accurate.
it should be extremely accurate.
So have we like ran into any issues at all?
Yeah, we've had issues with some of the meters reading extra digits, and that was in the software thing, and we had to buy, because we were taking iPearls, what we currently had, and then we were using master meters, and we take the master meter electronic head and put it on the iPearl. They're compatible, but there was an issue with the number of digits displayed, so it would flag in the system, then they would have to go out and read. We bought an electronic tool that we can now adjust, and that goes away and stuff. So there's been a learning curve, but actually, I mean, the guys seem to be fairly happy with it.
Okay.
So-
You don't see anybody having huge reads or way low or anything like
No,
that?
they go back and they manually reread them and everything.
Okay.
Because, I mean, the girls look for, I mean, if your house uses 2,000 gallons a month and all of a sudden it's using 20, there's a problem. They go back and they look, make sure the reading's right, and then they inform you that you have high usage, and we go from there.
Is it invasive at all to replace these meters, or is it just as easy as popping the cover and doing a little work? They don't have to dig them up.
In my town, it would be that easy. In Antwerp, it's not. Some of them are below ground, 5 and 6 feet. So some of them we're going to have to dig up with
Okay,
backhoes.
that's what I was kind of wondering, if there was
Yeah.
anybody going to start complaining about getting their yards dug up. So
Probably. But there's nothing you can do about it.
it's just part of the process.
How did you do reads before if they're that low? Like if
Oh, you can take a shine of flashlight. You
Oh,
can see
okay.
the digits.
You can still
and
see it.
everything. Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you just can't
Okay.
reach it.
Okay.
I
So
have,
that's why they have the long cane. They put it down and they turn water on and off. That's because the shutoff, which is beside the meter, is that far down.
Okay.
I have an interesting tidbit that I know about reading meters that are that deep. If the meter holds full of water, they had this glass tube that they would just slide right down and set it right on top of the meter, and then you could read the numbers in the glass in the bottom of the tube. I thought that was interesting.
I hope none of them are full of water.
I used to read meters in my youth, and the ones that were full of water, I had a cane and had a piece of foam on it. You just slowly put it in there and you brush across the plate, and then you could read the numbers. But if you did it too fast, you stirred all the water up.
Mucked up.
So, yeah. Use it to hit dogs with when they try to attack you.
So they read them every month now? Because they didn't used to, right? Didn't they used to do that?
Large customers, they read every month. Everybody else is quarterly.
Okay, so
What
it's
what
still
I
the
want to
same.
do is, when we get to the point where they are all up and running, we need to have the discussion to look at what the cost would be to be monthly. The problem is people are getting bills on average of $225 a quarter, and for a lot of them, that's very difficult. But if they were paying it every month, it would not be a stretch. So I think that we'll have less late and less non-payment by doing it monthly. Plus, it'll also help the landlords out, because if somebody skips out and doesn't pay their water bill, I mean, they got 30 days they're out versus 90 and a $350, $400 bill. So,
All things to consider.
Were you able to talk to the county about those potholes over by Family or Dollar General? And you said something about a hot patch or something last time.
the state,
The state,
no,
okay.
I got to get with them. I apologize.
You say that it's not getting better out there. Maybe if we get some water and it freezes, it'll be better.
I can go put a couple buckets out there, level it out.
Any other old business?
Video equipment, we talked about that last time.
I need to follow up with our current vendor. My son-in-law works for Keller IT, and I was talking to him one day, and I told him, I said, they want us to buy a computer and all this stuff. I said, there's got to be an easier way of doing it. And he said, well, yeah. And so he showed me, and what it looks like basically is a sound bar that we can mount under the TV. It has 2 cameras, microphones, and everything. It videotapes it all, and then you have a little like iPad where you start and you can stop and do things like that right here on the table. And then we can load it to the YouTube channel from here.
Yeah.
So he thought you're looking at around 4,000. So it's not going to be a whole lot more cost effective, but it's going to be a lot more manageable to operate. So
You said last time that we had a YouTube channel already created. I don't know if that was from Natural Design.
yes,
Is that something that you want me to start? I could start uploading these now to our YouTube channel, just starting like 2025, and start putting them there now.
yeah, that'd be great. I need to find out.
I think she's still working on doing, she's only billed for part of that project.
No, I know it, but we had communications and we sent her some goofy videos. She had to have videos, so we were videoing ourselves in her office for her to try it. I need to check and see where we're at on it, but I think she's done. And this would have been just before Christmas, so this is why we haven't got the second bill yet. But I'll get with her and then find out. You may have to send the video to her, or she may give you the ability to just upload yourself.
I just say, yeah. I mean, if you want to add users to the channel, I can do that, and then once we have the equipment in place, then whatever we would need to do.
Yeah.
Whether it was live or not, I prefer not live just in case something happens, but.
No, I don't want to do live either. You're right,
But
if something
I
happens,
can understand it. I do see that some towns do have it where people can actually,
Video.
where they use Zoom and people can make comments and,
Because I do remember.
but I don't know.
I mean, it wouldn't bother me, it doesn't matter to me.
Or ask questions if they can't make it.
I don't think ours is set up to do live.
Yeah.
I think it was just for storage for videos.
Right.
Yeah.
You'd see people commenting about your old shirt.
Yeah, it'd be like, hey, tone it down, bro.
As long as you control the.
Any other questions?
We do.
Anything on Schaefer Road? I know we're waiting, but just touch a base.
I don't think anything's gonna happen until at least we have until we get through the transition of the presidency. I mean, Mr. Biden's not signing anything. For
Buying
infrastructure.
Greenland, I doubt we're fixing Shaker Road.
Well, we could do that as a writer, Greenland and Schaefer Road.
In Canada.
Yeah, in Canada.
I don't believe there was a mayor's report this month
I didn't
because
see anything.
I'm not sure what the deal is with that, so, unless there's any other old business, we can motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 Aye.